time, it's gonna start cooling.
Are we letting it sit now?
We're letting it sit now. It's
If I
all
come out here,
sorted.
my face is fucking red as shit. I'm gonna kill you, Cara.
It's a 3-step.
Jesus, my eyes is burning.
Your eyes will burn because of the milk.
Alright, let's break down the video. So,
Are you coming with me? Feed my fantasy. Are you coming with me? Feed my fantasy. Fantasy. Are you coming with me? Feed my fantasy. Are you coming with me? Feed my fantasy. Are you coming with me? Feed my fantasy.
what happened Saturday? It is now Tuesday. I finished working out, Con's doing my face, and I need to break down the video. Let me just come to my senses because I'm mentally fucked. Okay, so this video is gonna be more focused on me, myself, and I. No, I'm joking, it's me, Ahmad, and Lucas Anderson. There are some other people that came with us within our gang that is from the RPC, Rhino Powerlifting. Sorry for my stumbling on my words because I am dying. Let me just close this door so that I can get to think in peace for now. And yeah, so this is the first, we're making a transition this year. We still, me and Ahmed have one competition left within RPC to set some records because I've been also working on, as you know, the squat and deadlift, breaking that record while I'm still a junior in April, and I need to beat the 200 and 235 deadlift. Yeah, it's just since 2017 I've been working on being the best 67.5 kg lifter within RPC Rhino Powerlifting. That is where most of my friends and powerlifting buddies know me from. But you know, we are more passionate about this, like the IPF, just naturally so, because they are some of the greatest lifters that we look up to. That's why we want to make the transition mainly. Yeah, there were some discrepancies here and there and inconsistencies with how the meet has been run, and that was just a big bummer. But in hindsight, like, look, we paid like 60 rand. Usually we pay 350, 300 to enter a meet, and you get what you pay for in a sense. So they're not balling. It's just a small regional meet that's to qualify for a qualifier for actual SAPF meet. So before we get into all of that and get affiliated, we still have the chance to compete one last time in Rhino Powerlifting, April time. That is the plan. Then we go to Western Province Championships or whatever they call it. God damn, my face is burning. So overall, kicking into the squat, I opened with 180, went well. Before that, we had to warm up on platform. Like, there was only one platform anyways, and we were bummed out by there was no calibrated plate. So overall, this meet is like something we can't really use to our advantage going forward, because it's not competition grade equipment. So when we fail this, we'll be like, we shouldn't be like disheartened, or we should just move forward from that point on. Anyways, so the second attempt was 190. Moved well, and I remember that last week, and 190 was always hit and miss with RPEs. It got worse and worse, and squats was not looking exciting to go into. But anyways, like, even one video that I withdrew posting was like RPE 11. I even failed 190 in training a week out, and then I came back and I tried it again and I got it, but at a big cost. Like, you will see my reaction at the end of the video. It's hilarious. Moving on, I got 195 for my last attempt. Attempted it. And yeah, that was a grind, but that is a new PR for me, and equaling my best rep squat. which is a very big achievement for me. To be able to do what I did last year without wraps and with sleeves. So, Ahmad opens with 150, gets 150. Easy, gets 155 for the next attempt. And then he moves on to 160. And he got each and every attempt, which is good. Ahmad actually got the same exact meat as me when it comes to how many lifts he made for 9 out of 9. And yeah, so we have a big disappointment coming up with the bench, y'all. But before we start that, Lucas Anderson opens with 185. Getting 195.
Hello, Mr. Anderson.
I'm in.
What? And his last attempt was 200. Come on, Lucas. Come on. Come on now. Come on.
Lucas. Easy.
Mr. Anderson.
And he got that all done, and it didn't seem like I don't know if he always went that wide, but he did I think he did change up his form, I don't know, because we always see as a complete side view of his form. We never see like dead on from behind or dead on from the front. So I was interested, I found that interesting to see him go that wide. He does seem to be looking up to that other guy, what's his name? Davo's Barbell on YouTube, I think. And I think he is transitioning into that type of style of like just a super wide squat and like super deep looking, so nice. I really like how his squat looks. It also is like different amongst the crowd. God damn, I cannot move my face. Anyway, so he gets to 200. Well done. So we move on to bench. Oh, before that, one of our other lifters, I don't know what bodyweight he was. His name was Preston. Yeah, I think it was 93. And something about this that I learned to say, which is very funny to me, is yeah, the guy, the way he walks onto platform is always hilarious to me. It looks like a kid that like, you know, when you are little and you holding your teddy bear and you want to know if you can come sleep by your parents with your teddy bear, you know. Like such a chilled walk onto platform, you know, like he's not getting hyped or anything, he's just super calm, super, I don't know man, super lax.
Got this, buddy.
Come on!
Anyways, moving on. Bench was very traumatizing. I'm still recovering from it, so it's very hard to talk about the lift that is supposedly one of my greatest strengths taken away from me for whatever reason. I don't know. Like bench, honestly, it was a perfect prep. It looked supposedly like everything was just going right.
Start, press, back.
And on Saturday, I don't know, it just didn't move, man.
I'm gonna look at that guy. Line like a feather. But he's sitting there to me. Start, press.
And I don't want to blame the equipment because like everyone else shares the same equipment. So it shouldn't be a problem, you know. There still should be a discrepancy between me and other lifters with the same max. We're building the same stuff here. So, and this is like the same type of meet that I've had for nationals. Like nationals, I've only made my attempt on my opener and failed the next two attempts. I'm just left baffled. Like, what the fuck, man? I'm supposed to, and so many people is like, yeah, what the fuck, man? I'm 60 is like nothing for you. And so, projected wise, it took away a 15 kilo from my total, which is like, it sucks. And it really is gonna affect me later on when it comes to my total now, because like another person that's in my category is Brandon Samuels, you'll know, is like, his superpower is basically the deadlift, and he's known for his big deadlift, you know. And so, like, it's not looking good for me at this point in time. Granted, I think he did make 180. And he did attempt 190.
Fight for, come on, boy.
But failed. But that was his fourth attempt, so it didn't even go on the board. He just wanted to see where he's at because he got injured, 2 weeks out or something. And so I got a 10 to 15 kilo lead from him, but it's not going to be enough projected wise at this point. And he ended with a 137 bench, which is an unofficial record supposedly. And yeah, so that gives me a 12 kilo lead as well as the 15, from 137 to 150 and 180 to 195. So that's a 12 and a 15 basically. But like he can go, I assumed before the meet started he could go 272 maybe, and I think I could have tied him with me for the numbers that I wanted. He ended up, okay, before that starts, for bench with Ahmad, he did 110.
Stop. Press. Left.
Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And then he moved up to 115 and missed it twice, unfortunately.
Stop. Rest. Take it.
Fuck was this supposed to do?
Start. Rest.
And yeah, basically the same thing that happened with me happened to him. I don't know what's happening. It's just really depressing, man. And yeah, that sucked. That sucked a lot. And like, what the fuck is going on in this third attempt? Like, a lot of the spotters at loaders was just not good, man. It was just horrible, and I don't want to stress too much about it because, again, like, it's a small meet. They didn't expect this much of an outcome probably, and like, it's usually not this serious. You know, people's not finna take it that serious, and that just sucks when we believe that, like, we hold ourselves to such a high standard and we want to do well, but when things is in our way, it really affects us sometimes, you know, and we just need things to go according to plan and how we imagine it. But there was a lot of discrepancies, and I was very, how do I say, loud or obnoxious at times, I would say, unfortunately, when I look, like, even with the opener, my opening squat, right, the one guy assisted it too much, and I addressed it with him and I said, like, look, man, that is just too aggressive on one side, so he caused my back to kind of like...
How much is that?
get fucked. And I could also miss the other rack if the guy, and the other guy is just far away. So, you know, if there was two guys of the same people, right, if the one was far away and the other was far away, it wouldn't affect me in the center because no one's touching the bar. But if one touches the bar and is so aggressive with the bar, overcompensating, and then the other guy's nowhere to be seen, this is the worst of the both worlds, you know. You need this guy to be replicated with this guy. That's a thing about symmetric. What happens on one side has to go on the other. So that was basically the problem. I don't want to get too much into that, but it just started off very, very sour, unfortunately, where I was very loud, and I'm sorry about that. That probably made that person feel bad unnecessarily. And it's not his fault. It's not his fault. He's just doing his job in a sense. The thing that this is the difference between RPC and SAPF when it comes to smaller meets. The sport is run by lifters in RPC, and everyone around me when I attempt to go on the platform, I'm totally at ease. I am chilling like a villain, because all the people around me is lifters themselves that knows the lingo about the sport. Granted, there isn't any walkout in RPC because there is there's a monolift because we go with reps, right? But I'm just saying, like later on, you're gonna have to see, like you probably saw already Anderson and our RPC, some of our RPC affiliates, and some people that knows what they're doing. That like when we go 200 kg plus, we kind of need to know. That we're in good hands, and so we organized for our lifters to come help spot instead of the spotters, you know. Thankfully, they allowed us that. Yeah. Anderson for bench, I think he ended with 110 kg. Anderson, mind you, has a shoulder degenerative problem, and this is a big preview actually for him, because he said he was going to go 105 and he ended up going 110. And I think there's a lot left in the tank there, you know, regardless of his shoulder. He seems to be doing well. He's made progress. Granted, he has to do a lot of work for his shoulder to feel well again. I know Ahmed tells me he's literally like lumbing there and for a warm-up of 30 minutes just doing rehabilitation exercises for his shoulder and rotator cuff, just to feel good. And like that amount of work and dedication is definitely should be admired, you know. Like this lifter is strong regardless of a fucking degenerative shoulder, and I think like that should be like very like looked up upon. Like God forbid like it happens to me one day where I have the degenerative shoulder. You're basically taking a big chunk of my total, and I don't know if I could do the same thing he does, where he's coming back from that type of injury, you know. It's very disheartening to say the least. You know, take away my superpower, how good am I? That's basically this meet, is to be exact, because I'm a lifter that's formidable with the bench. I will be able to do 175 this year in competition. If you take that away from me, that's a big chunk of my total that's left to be competitive, you know. And like I feel like 175 is that 3 reds that I said in the beginning of the day that I really want on the bar. And it sucks that I came short by a fucking 25 kg. That's shit, man. What the fuck is going on with me, with my training? Does it not equate? There's a lot of variables though that I have in mind that I want to change, and it's gonna get to that point where I'm gonna make that change. But I'm not gonna use this small meet with this non-competition grade equipment as a crux to help me, to stop me from going forward. I'm super, and I know this is gonna sound cliche, but super excited to bench and make that fucking comeback, because I'm gonna show you what I got. Anyways, moving on to deadlifts. Deadlifts. Oh my god. Deadlifts have been moved better since I've made 240. got to 30, I think, in this prep about 3 weeks out, and that took my lights out. It took everything away from me, man. And I ended up like going 160 for this week out on deficit conventional deadlifts, going back to conventional deadlifts because I know it really affected the feeling and gave me some recovery time for my adductors, which is something I'm going to take into account, like the amount that I weight select, and for conventional deadlift to stay in, and making my way with bigger jumps on sumo is something I want to get good at, because I noticed that if I burn myself out too quickly with sumo, my adductors, it just doesn't give me a lot of stress. It doesn't give me a lot of strength. Sorry, and that's one of the things I really want to fix in this meet. Definitely, not in the next meet. The timing and balance of how to have sumo actually feel good to make enough progress, you know, and basically learning and adapting to less is more. Anyways, moving on to deadlifts. Again, I don't know how many times I said that. Anyways, and I say anyways all the time, just deal with it, okay? So, opener was 225. And yeah, move easily. The thing about these plates and calibrated and diversity calibrated or competition grade equipment is it's a lot less strict because of the CrossFit plates affecting the bar, causing more flex, right? To others, it can also be a disadvantage when it's a lockout, when you suck at the lockout, or like it steals some stamina away from you, because you can come in.
Just want to check how's it drying.
I can't move my face.
Yeah, that's how it's supposed to be.
I feel like a zombie.
That's good. That's good.
Jesus.
Throwing all the toxins out.
Okay. So the deadlifts, opened at 225, smashed it, and went up a 10 kg, and then for 235.
More needs to come up.
Which is actually a 2.5 kilo PB already from 232 at nationals last year. Granted, because I took bigger jumps in the next competition and it caused me to miss lifts, and because I really wanted the record of 237 for 235 to be beat in RPC. So I took that down between 227 to 237 in that meet, and I failed it twice, which fucking sucks again. Anyways, but the strength here in deadlifts cannot be confirmed nor denied because of non-competition grade equipment. So it's disheartening to say that my strength here might not add up to the next competition for deadlifts. So we're probably gonna stick with the same attempts on the deadlifts and just play conservative, just because it felt easier, to be honest. And this sucks for me and puts me in a bad position because Brian Samuels, as you know, he is actually very efficient at deadlifting. When it comes to this type of equipment, you might or might not have an advantage. For me, I think it was an advantage because the lifts that I've made was the easiest that has ever felt. Is it a coincidence that my deadlift also felt like shit going into the meet, and my squat also felt like shit going into the meet, and I actually smashed it in the meet? Who knows? Who knows? I cannot confirm nor deny. So we'll only know in time. After the next meet and the next meet, then we'll be able to be more smarter and things will be able to equate. But anyway, so 235 moved very easily. I asked, hey, how much do you think? And I want you to pay attention to this lingo when I ask you this like question, right? Because that's a very handy tool to know. Because usually between your first and second attempt is going to be your biggest jump, and then between your second and third jump is going to be slightly less of a jump, depending on what you need. Unless you are competitive and at the level of like you are playing numbers to be safe, and then when you know you're safe, then you can actually go for it. Then it's different, you know. But usually it's a bigger jump between the first and second attempt, and a smaller jump on the second to third attempt. So I asked Anderson and Preston, hey man, do you think I have a 12, a 10, a 7.5 or a 5? Basically, right? Actually, I asked them if I have a 10, a 7.5 or a 5, right? That's a 5, 10, a 7.5. That means like, how much do you think I can add on from that point? And then they said basically, yeah, was that 235? Yeah, go 245. So basically, go with 10. And that gives me a 5 kilo, if I made the lift, that would give me a 5 kilo PB. And that is something to be proud of, man. To come from the last competition of failing 237 twice, that's something to be super proud of. Or tells me basically, hey man, you might have the strength to be under 67 in the next meet, and to be making that record of 237 at least at the bare minimum of what you take for this meet, this might occur, you know. Again, it's not competition grade equipment, so who knows what will happen? We don't. Anyway, so ended up doing, so at that time, well, I'm looking at Brandon's numbers. Brandon, we only saw him go 70 kg for his first warm-up. We don't see him again. He warms up and then he gets his opener of 200 kg. And all the while I'm going back and forth with Jason, and I'm like, Jason, is he not going to try, or is he not?
Go, Jason.
This is just like normal for him because he needs like this projected number, right? And then his second attempt supposedly is going to 20, and then I'm like, okay, so he's maybe not gonna try. I'm not sure is this normal or not. And then Jason is also like, oh, yeah, that's strange. Like if he's gonna go from 220 later to the number that he needs, that's borderline insane. Yeah, and then. Anyways, I'm playing in my lane because I'm looking at my total and I'm just trying to build my total. So I go 245. And I get to 245. But then later on I see Brandon behind me, he's actually going to go the next. And he guess where he goes? He goes 262 kilos. And he gets it, right? Which is fucking amazing. That's a fucking amazing deadlift under 74 kg category. That's well done. Well done, Jack. Well done, Brandon, you know. Yeah, a lot of people like will say what they want, but like I do love giving the lifters work they respect, you know, because it takes a lot to be here and to actually go that heavy of a number and to do that type of strength is a feat that should be like commended. You know, a lot of people in the categories, they will look at other people and say, fuck that guy, man. And usually, yeah, that's easier. That's easier than saying, oh man, this guy's actually strong. A lot of people won't give them the benefit of the doubt. Anyways, yeah, so that was a very, very amazing deadlift. And to come from 220 to 262, that's it's a big line. It's a big fucking line. And I don't know if maybe that's a way of baiting. I don't know. Maybe that's a tactic that maybe if you go in hindsight, you can think of it like, oh, maybe if I'm as the lifter gonna be affected by his numbers and his choices going forward, you know, like what if you chose 282? What if you did that? That would put me in the lead by like a 10. You know what I mean? Would I have chosen 255? I don't think so, because actually I wanted a good meet. I wanted a PB total. I was staying in my lane and I did what I could. And if another person beats me, take the end. It's a good gameplay on their part, you know. So that would have been and plus going forward, if you lose in a storyline, like in the storyline perspective, some of the greatest champs like Taylor Atwood, once he got beat by that other Russian guy with that huge deadlift too. Right? The next meet, he would literally add 80 kg or 87. No, you went from 732 kg, right? And the next year, he goes to verse that same guy again at IPF Worlds. I think it was 2016, right? And he adds on whatever he needed to add on to get to 787 kilos. I'm not sure what it was, but then he smoked that guy, you know. So even if you look back on the storyline of Taylor Atwood, like he will tell you like, hey, that guy really kicked in something extra for him after he got beat by that guy and came second for probably the first time in his life in his own category to go to IPF Worlds and come second, you know. That kicked in that second drive that made him push even so much harder, you know. Anyways, 245 was my last attempt, and I successfully made it, which is makes me feel super happy. And the squat makes me feel super happy. But the bench, come on. I more than anything want to say I came and I did my job and I did a good meet, and I progressed so much. I don't want to put. I'm tired of putting in this much work, right? And then having it affect the meet this much, and then being rewarded this much, you know. It just feels like I don't deserve whatever you're giving me, you know. I want to feel like I deserve to be like honored, and I'm far away from that by my own standard for what I'm capable of, you know. If I did 160, if I did 165 this meet in bench, I put it together for the first time, and I would have been like, I would have been happy. I would have been so much more happier, but I didn't, and that sucks. Anyways, moving on. Ahmad, he opened, I'm not sure what the openness was, but I know what they ended with. I'll just put it in the video what the first and second attempt was, and I'll tell you how much he ended off with. It was probably 180, 190, and then 200. Is what he finished off with, right? And this is the first time he actually gets that 200, but it wasn't significantly heavy body weight, so we're gonna see how the next meet goes. Anderson ended with a, I know he opened with a 210, and I'm like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Anyways, he opened light. It wasn't that serious of a meet, so I fully understand his choices and decisions going forward. He had a fucking great meet. And I'm pretty sure I'll be happy with these meet from my perspective as well. Because granted his sumo is super high, it's like 255, which I neither know who's going to actually go conventional this meet, so my prediction is incorrect based on that. And then the next attempt for him I think was what, 225? And then he smoked that as well, easy peasy, you know. And then the final attempt for him was 240. Which actually gives him 5 key more than me on deadlift max. But the 240 was, I think it was easier than my 235. So yeah, there's that. But it wasn't, you know, it wasn't competition grade equipment. Granted, Ignite Fitness isn't competition grade equipment as well, but it's kind of more when it's not CrossFit bumper plates, you know. Anyways, moving on, smoked the 240, you know. Hold on, Mr. Anderson. Does Mr. Anderson look like that guy that's a billionaire that has like a full squad of females behind him all the time? That's so funny. Like how uncanny, like the first thing I said to him when I saw him was like, with a beard and everything, like what a handsome man, what a handsome man, you know, like Mr. Anderson is a good looking fella, I think, you know. Don't question my statements because this is actually like, this is actually like the most alpha of the alpha, you know. That's like you get like opening a pickle jar here, and then you get riding a bull on its back here, which is probably one of the top. But then there's an unknown amount of alpha that's just beyond that riding a bull on its back type vibe, and that's like telling another guy that he's handsome, that he's just alpha as fuck. There's no other alpha than that, man. Imagine you see your friend, you're like, hey man, you look good. And our totals, I have no idea, I forgot. I'm not gonna do the math now because, yeah, I'm just done. I wanna move on with the meet. I just wanna train, I just wanna get strong, I just wanna eat. And I just want my face to fucking move well again. Feel like a normal person without any pain. I don't know why I break out so often. And I have a good diet, I would say, you know.
We smell.
I never get any sun anyways. Our gym must have no roof, and then I'll have so much. Can you go to the toilet?
I'm gonna go as soon as I'm done here. And when I come from there, I'm gonna do your face finish so we can get into the next step, because the next step needs 5 minutes to dry as well.
So the closing of this video will probably be me sometime going back. I must share the trophy with my other gym where I come from, Athlon side. How do you feel about that, Karen? You feel like I'm betraying Bloomberg Gym?
You are.
I actually did write on the page what club were you at, and then I had to put ATC Gym. Are you depressed about that? I have to, because this is a bodybuilding institution. They didn't know about Bloomberg Gym, but they know about David Isaacs. You see what I mean? So David Isaacs has his ATC Gym, and so there's a girl there that you will actually like her. She's actually just like you in a sense. She's super nice and stuff. She was part of the organizing staff, and I wish she was part of the powerlifting organizing staff, because she would have killed it. She would have absolutely killed it. She was so nice to talk to. She was nice. Yeah. I will love practice talking to you, so I was somehow like talking to her like boom 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 boom.
I'm so glad you're out of that shop.
That's the one thing I learned from this gym, which is getting out of my shell.
More like not just gym,
I would
but
have never. Yeah. Just trying to not be bullied by this person got me a long way, guys.
I never bullied you.
You bully me every day.
But you still like me, man.
Yeah.
Like you have a choice. So glad you smoked your bad cigarette today.
Did that cigarette just take away your pee or something? You're not shaking anymore.
Yeah, I need to go to the toilet because it just reminded me now. How are you?
So that's it for this video, y'all. I think I spoke about everything. I talked my shit. That'll be it for the video. This is a complete, like, revolutionary. What am I saying? What was I gonna say? I lost my train of thought. Like, for me, I will be competing RPC for the last meet as a 67 kg, beating the 200 deadlift, the 235 deadlift, the 200 squat. Hopefully I can bring it all into play, bring it all into balance. This is the thing about me, my name is literally Super Abundance, which is too much. Basically, like I'm too much and I'm good at one thing at a certain time. I cannot combine multiple aspects at the same time. So that's one thing about me that I notice that is a common, frequent thing to reoccur. You know, so the problem is me, it's not the meat, it's not any meat. This has happened before and I have to figure it out. I'm still learning, you know, this is all a learning curve, like some people say. And I will do better next meet. Cheese in 3, 2, 1,
Take me one of these things.
Shot. Hold. The man that must have planned.
Are you recording me?
The man that must have planned. Let me tell you, ever since you fucking shaved that face,
I look sexy now.
you've had bad luck. You've had bad luck, Egan.
Bad luck?
Where the fuck are you?
Under the radar.
Why
Off
haven't
the grid.
you lost your phone?
You got a new camera.
Do you know I was this close to fucking... No, it's the same fucking camera I've had in my life. But I was this close to coming and knocking on top of your door. Where the fuck is Keegan we going?
What the hell?
Yeah, on top of your door. I would have climbed your door and fucking idiot. Emma, you wanna see the camera?
Shit!
It's Monday.
I had a feeling that was
It was
yours.
Saturday. You're gonna have to go 27th of March if you wanna compete WP champ.
How was it?
Alright, so it's been a week. It's Friday now. Just wanted to conclude the video because something I noticed about this week is my bench has dropped down, and it wasn't the equipment. Like, my connective tissue in my arms is literally screaming on bench. Squats feels fine, deadlifts feels even stronger than ever. I'm just mentally exhausted this week, I notice. But when we get the ball rolling again, gather some momentum back into the old bench, I'm pretty sure we'll make a formidable powerlifter. You know what's funny? I actually met the dude just before he became SAPF national champ, Jade Blake. And it'll be interesting to see if he shows up at the WC Championships, Western Province, in July, because that will make an interesting showdown. I think. He's super strong. And I love the rivalry. So it will be very fun to see him again, you know, because I actually just met him and I didn't know he was a high caliber. Actually, I always knew about him because way back, I think he was the first heavy bencher that I've ever in training seen. It was at Planet Fitness. I saw him go like 160 for a double or a single, super easy. That was the most I've ever seen lifted at the time on bench, live action, you know. Years later, he becomes the SAPF champ. And just before he does, I just meet him personally, you know. And he actually came up to me, so he's a friendly guy, he's a nice guy, you know. So it'll be interesting to see how this entire year plays out. Anything can happen, you know. But I'm sure if I can put together a meet, I'll make a formidable powerlifter. I'm only good at one thing at a certain time. Putting it together in a balance is the hardest part for me. But we are who we are at the end of the day. If it happens again, I'll just try really, really hard. Like always. Peace.
Fantasy.